everybody, welcome back to the channel. As you can see in front of you, it's Back to the Future. And that can only mean one thing, that I'm going to review this record. That's not true. Anyways, go ahead and take time to hit the subscribe button and stick around, because what we're going to do is we're going to look at the Back to the Future 35 Marty McFly action figure. And the reason I put my album in front is because it's basically the same cover. So just as much as the movie captured my imagination, taking a little bit of that home at the time was the ability to grab this record from the record store and take it home and throw it on and be able to sort of like remember the movie through the music. So I was a big Huey Lewis and the News fan at the time, and this of course featured The Power of Love by Huey Lewis and the News, and also Back in Time. It also had some other great hits like Johnny Be Good. We can never forget that rendition that Michael J. Fox did at the end of Back to the Future as Marty McFly. It was kind of foreshadowed. What I thought was really hilarious was how Marty was playing the Huey Lewis and the News song at the beginning to Huey Lewis, who thought it was just too darn loud, kid.
I'm afraid you're just too darn loud.
So I was able to get this figure through a pre-order from Best Buy. It was a pickup in store, and they did a pretty good job. I actually got it a couple of days before that I thought I was going to be able to. But as the box goes, it's got the DeLorean, the time machine on the side with the clock tower in the background. It's got the time codes on here. It's the ultimate Marty McFly. It's got some pictures of the figure on the back, and it's got some pictures of other figures you can get. Biff Tannen, Marty McFly from 2015. Of course, we know that passed. Marty McFly from Tales from Space, and Marty McFly from 1985. And then they got the same artwork on that side, and it has a door, which is kind of cool. So you open it up. It's got another piece of artwork with Marty carrying the backpack and on the skateboard. And then you got Marty McFly strapped in there. Of course, he's got a camcorder, an alternate head, the little mini guitar, skateboard, backpack, and some extra hands. This is the important one here with the guitar pick. And here he is all decked out with his life preserver. And so let's open this up and take a closer look.
Kid, what'd you do, jump ship? What? Well, what's with the life preserver?
So we got Marty out of the box, and one of the things I'd like to say is that behind the plastic was this nice picture of the DeLorean sliding out of the back of a truck. And if you had him sitting in front of the box, it kind of looks kind of cool, where it might be, it's just high enough to where it could actually be a bobtail. So that's a great piece to throw up on the shelf behind your figure. We're going to take a closer look at the skateboard. So here's the skateboard, and it's got the wheels. The trucks don't move at all, so it's just really for carrying around. It's not like your standard tech deck, right, which is a little bit sturdier. It's very paper thin. It's not as sturdy, and the size difference is about that big. So, but I think it's a pretty good size for him. This tech deck would obviously be a little bit too big. It's got the backpack. Now it is made out of a really hard plastic, so this shape, it's not gonna lose. It's stuck in this kind of crumpled up shape, and it's designed to be carried on one shoulder, which is kind of nice. He's got the old VHS camcorder. Well, actually, this is probably VHS-C. Reminds me of the camcorder from the movie, and one that one of my friends had, because we had a full-size VHS. Comes with the alternate head here with the glasses, and it's kind of cool because it's a painted black, which adds some reflection. It reflects the lights really well, and I do like the expression on this face. I do have the guitar, and one of the complaints that I had was when I was pulling it out of the package, this was so thin that it started to like bend and nearly broke. So I'm gonna have to be kind of careful with this and maybe try to reinforce that somehow. But otherwise, that's the little mini guitar. So I don't know if he's gonna go on up on the shelf with that. But we got this alternate hand that has the pick in it. It has some fairly decent detailing in there. And then we got a couple of extra hands for closed, almost closed, so he could be grabbing something. And this one is a little bit bigger. This is probably more for the guitar in my mind, because the way the fingers are curved and sort of open, I might use that for him to get the right note. As you can look at the fingers, let's see, you can look at the finger heights there, right? And it almost looks like he's trying to stretch out a chord. So anyways, let's get down to the figure. I'm not expecting a whole lot of posability because this is a NECA figure. I'm not saying anything about NECA because the multiverse figures have been really pretty good. But I do know that we've gotten some of those Stranger Things figures, the taller ones. My granddaughter's really into those, and we have quite a few. And they don't really have a whole lot of easy posability. These are definitely made for adult collectors to display, and this is, I think, no different. This is actually, this coat is actually really nice. It's got a really nice texture and feel to it. It actually feels like it's padded a little bit, even though it's kind of like some sort of a soft, pliable plastic, but it is kind of glued on to the jean jacket, and so there will be no taking of this jacket off in my mind to just expose the jean jacket. But I do like some of the detailing here that they did with the design inside of the cuffed sleeve. And they did not follow up with that on the inside of there, revealing any sort of liner, but that's fine. And the shirt looks really good. And as you can see, he's got his 1985 clip-on suspenders, which were really popular in that time. I should know. I think I had quite a few. So here's a close-up look at the face. I think from certain angles, like the hair looks really good. I like the detailing in there. And from a couple of different angles, it looks really good. I don't know about the open mouth though. I almost wish that the mouth was closed, and I'm not so sure about like this. It could have just been a little bit more relaxed, but I guess he's being surprised. So he's got the jeans. The jeans got some nice folds in them. Comes all the way down. You can see they're a little high waterish, revealing his socks. They go into his shoes. And the shoes are painted nicely to reveal the fact that they are a little dirty. And on the bottom here, of course, you got the information about the figure. So the head goes up. Oh, well, the head's on this little tilting peg, and it's got a ball in there. So it does have some motion, but this jacket, which you can't take off, kind of hinders his ability to look up. He does have a left and a right, and he looks down pretty good. But I want him to be able to look right at me, which is what I had some trouble when I was standing him, getting him to do. The legs have this kind of roundabout motion. So there's no real forward and backwards, because once you go forward, he's in this permanent like split leg, right? That's as close as you're gonna get him, but then he's not really sitting together. The knee bend is pretty much non-existent. Well, there you go. Almost non-existent. It's so tight, but you get a little less than 90 degrees on the knee bend, and his feet just basically go forward and backwards. So that's enough to get his leg up, I think, so that you could put him in on the skateboard. His arm does not appear to be in any sort of, well, it has about this much motion on the back and forth, and it does go all the way around, but I mean, this is really prohibiting like his ability to get his arms fully out to the side. And let's see, he does have a double jointed elbow here, so let's see what that gives him when we do a arm bend. Wow, look at that. He really can get nearly behind his head on that one. And you know, the joints are really good because They do take a little bit, but I did not feel like it was going to break at all while I was like bending his arm. And you know, with it bent, it does kind of look funny the way this has like this thickness, and then this is like really skinny, because they were trying to make it, you know, so if his straight arm there, the jacket would look like it was a little bit baggy. So it does look a little bit funny to me when you look at that, but I think it's okay because it does give his arm some pretty good motion, which is kind of a nice surprise. So overall, for posability, I think you're going to get some good posing out of this figure. I think the figure looks really good. I mean, if you take a good close look at that jacket, it does look fantastic. And right about, I think there with the proper shadowing, I think that face looks right on. So now that we know how easy the head comes off, let's pop on this other head. And let's get it in there. So there's the other head, it's fully on. That same problem, right? Oh man, and you know what? I just pushed up on the face and the glasses kind of like popped off a little bit, so I'm not happy about that. So there he is with his glasses, and same thing. This jacket just really impedes his ability to look straight ahead. And so when you got him sitting there, he's not really going to be looking straight ahead. He's going to be looking straight and down a little bit. And I think that's a little bit of a flaw with the jacket. They should have made the collar go back, or they could have did something with the hair. But I guess, you know, if you're putting them on the shelf and you're going to pose them, that could work out pretty well. So anyways, that's the Marty McFly, Ultimate Marty McFly. I got mixed reviews myself on them. There's some things that I wish they would have done, like fix that little back collar to not prevent the head from going back. I think this piece right here is a little bit, look at that, it kind of actually just broke as I was trying to push his head back because I didn't grab it in the right place. That's my fault, considering this is probably aged appropriately because it's NECA. I think overall, you put this backpack on his shoulder, and you put him on a skateboard. Okay, I think as an adult collectible, I think it looks pretty good. I do have some mixed reviews about the posability of the figure. Some of the accessories like the glasses and the guitar, of course, I was a little bit disappointed in how flimsy they were. I wish that they were made a little bit more sturdy. I do understand this was an adult collectible, so I'll take some of the responsibility on myself because the way I handled the face, especially where I didn't grab him by the chin and I pushed up on his face, which I usually do with my Black Series figures and G.I. Joes. But there you have it. There's my review of the Marty McFly. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe and come back for more. Appreciate it. Thanks.